Let's jump into the doubleheader here. Of course, the Steelers traveling to play in Buffalo. Have you guys seen the pictures this morning of Highmark Stadium? Of basically the bleachers are not shoveled out yet. The field's good to go. They will play this game in Buffalo. Obviously, the Bills favored by 10 points. The line opened at 43, went all the way down to 35. It currently lands at 38.5 since the game has moved and the weather is expected to be better, not great, but better. How about some notable daily plays here, Matthew, in this very offensively lacking matchup?
Well, right, and that's where you start as the defense, right? So if you're playing daily fantasy on DraftKings, you see there both the Bills at 3,500 and the Steelers at 2,600. Josh Allen is no stranger. Josh Allen is has some Joe Flacco to him. He has some brilliance to him. Yeah. He also has got a little bit of Joe Flacco to him as well. And so the Steelers, Bills had the 7th most turnovers during the regular season. Buffalo, by the way, 4th most sacks in the season. They're 10th in pressure rate. Pittsburgh's team total is 14 points. Yeah. It's Mason Rudolph in the cold against, So we like both the defenses as well. But did you see your guy on that screen there?
What, Khalil Shakir? Najee Harris?
Come on.
Najee Harris, yeah. Reason I'm kind of bullish on Najee Harris is also like the under on Mason Rudolph, 170.5. Not sure they can make that low enough. I think, sneaky thing, I wouldn't be shocked if this game gets out of hand. I might see some Kenny Pickett. Just saying. Might be.
We might.
Wouldn't be shocked.
Wow.
It's not like Mason Rudolph has a stranglehold on the job.
They need to. I've just said this about this game real quickly. They need to dominate this game. Like the Bills almost, to your point, the Bills almost lost to Skylar Thompson last year. They came close to missing the playoffs this year. Like if you're going to be a Super Bowl champion, that's their goal this year, you're at home against Mason Rudolph. The Steelers barely stuck with. They need to dominate this game.
Yeah. Suspect they're probably going to play with their food
Yeah.
and win by 3. So yeah.
Let's not forget the stick man gave them a scare just a few weeks ago.
They really should have lost to the stick man.
All right, the next matchup here, the Eagles traveling to Tampa Bay, and finally some good outdoor weather here. The Eagles favored by 2.5 points. No A.J. Brown in this game. It did open at 45. The total now lands at 43.5. And honestly, Matthew, what's expected to maybe be the closest playoff matchup of the entire wildcard slate.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. No A.J. Brown as well for the Eagles. I like the Buccaneers to cover. I think there's a very good chance they win, and I definitely love them to cover in this game as well. The Eagles are just so beat up. It's going to be interesting. This is going to be a referendum on both Jalen Hurts. Can he play through it, and can he lead a team to victory, without A.J. Brown? And Baker Mayfield. It's a referendum on Baker Mayfield, who's had this unbelievable game. You see some of our picks there as well. Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert again with no A.J. Brown in a game against a Buccaneers secondary that struggled this year. We like the Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans stack as well. No team in the NFL has given up more fantasy points to wide receivers than the Philadelphia Eagles. So Evans, who has the second most yards and second most touchdowns, the Eagles have allowed the second most touchdowns and yards to the position as well. We like Mike Evans as well. And, how about Rachaad White? 23 touches in 5 of the past 6.
Yep. I think this is a really good live betting game because I just want to see what Baker Mayfield looks like the first 3 plays. Because if he's connecting on deep balls and looks perfectly healthy, then 233.5 is too low against this Eagles defense or his passing prop. But he looked really bad against Carolina, so I just need to see what the ankle and the ribs look like.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.